thank Youth Vibes for having me. This is the second time I'm here.
Right. I recall because I do remember you being on some time back.
Yeah, about maybe a month ago or so.
Right, right.
Thereabout. But I'm happy to be back. I'm here on behalf of the Conversations That Matter.
Okay.
It's a platform that I founded personally as a result, in response to something I consider a need that we all need.
Oh, okay.
It's something that we all, have. And it's because I believe that a lot of times we like to complicate very simple things.
Okay, so
And why I said that is I believe that the first step towards change is to talk about things. So when we said the conversations that matter is those things that are so difficult, let's have simple conversations about them. And I think it's a step in the right direction. So today I'm here on behalf of the Conversations That Matter, and I'm so excited to be here today.
all right, and thank you very much for having you, not just once, but this time around. But you said something there that caught my attention. You said that in terms of what conversation that matter, you said that said something that people have to accept
No? No, I said we like to complicate simple things.
simple things.
Yes.
Right. And so the step now to how we call it
Change?
right. That is
Yes.
what I was looking for. So okay, so good. So I think I want to really listen to what you have to tell us here this afternoon. So but before you talk about you founded a
Yeah. So I can say about a few months ago, I just sat with an idea I've had for a while, and I'm schooling here in Dominica, but then I'm actually originally from Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay, very
And
nice.
we have very beautiful events where we bring a lot of people together. We
Right.
bring professionals, we bring together all these people. And a lot of times it's usually a very one-sided thing. So we
Oh.
have these people speak and then they go. But then I believe that when we have events like this, we should make the audience an active participant in the conversation. So in the Conversations That Matter, which our pilot event was on the 1st of August, we try to implement that model where we have the audience as an active participant in the conversation. We don't just have this group of professionals come and speak at them, but then we also have them contribute actively to the conversation. So
Oh my, very well, very well. But I wanted to because yes, you had an activity in the past. I think it had to do with grief.
yes,
grief,
that was.
right. But there was an activity. How it went though?
It was really nice. I think it's even more than I expected.
Oh wow.
Well, I like to dream big, but then it was something that when I sat back and I looked at the event in retrospect, I was really impressed with what we were able to achieve. So I was here about a month ago to talk about our event, What Remains, a conversation on loss, grief, and healing.
Right.
And it was on the 1st of August at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital.
Right. I remember looking at that
Yeah.
at that program.
Yeah, so we brought together a group of professionals. So we had 6 panelists,
Oh wow.
and it was a multidisciplinary panel, which is what I said here the last time I was here, because we believe that grief affects different people, different sets of individuals. So we wanted to have a full perspective on things. So we brought a nurse, Christine Dupuis. We brought a psychologist, Mr. Lester Guy. We brought someone who works with social services, Mr. Francis. We brought a pastor, like a Reverend Matthew Ogis. We also had some of the APU, that's the acute psychiatric unit
Oh,
at the
that's very
hospital,
good.
Dr. Benjamin, and I was also on the panel.
Okay.
So it was a full panel.
And
We
well
had
balanced.
solid people, and it was amazing to just sit back and look at these professionals share their different perspectives on one topic and see how it could vary. At the same time, we're saying the same things differently because we as individuals and professionals were trained to think differently and approach problems differently. So the way that Reverend Ogis is giving his views on grief as someone who's had over 30 years of ministerial experience is not going to be the same with someone who, for example, works with the social service, which would be Mr. Francis. So we had so many different perspectives come together and have answered the question, what remains? So we're saying this is what has happened, this is what is happening, but what could happen? So it's 3 questions we're trying to answer. So what remains is, one big trunk, But then there are different branches. So we're saying what has happened. So you had people talking about their experiences of grief, people who had parents with dementia, Alzheimer's, people
Right.
who had unresolved grief. For example, there was a lady who shared her experience about her husband who went missing for years, and she had gone through therapy and had healed from that experience. And one day he shows up. So it was a very interesting conversation. There were times of laughter. There were times, to learn. Even I myself on the panel, I learned a lot from the other panelists. So it was such an amazing experience. And looking back, and from the feedback we got from all those who were in participation, who were in attendance, we know that we got this right, and we look forward to more sessions like this.
Oh wow, wow, wow! And especially with this day and age, activities like that are very, very important. More specifically, not just for the older people, but the younger people as well, because they themselves are going through their own development as well. They have their own issues, and of course, sometimes we actually have to prep. Not just ourselves, but prep them as well
Yes.
to see how they can, alleviate those types of emotions and how they can bring them out.
Yes.
All right. I think we talk a little bit here
Mhm.
before we start talking about what other activities are we going to be having. We're going to take a nice little music break. All right. All right. So we're going to rest our vocal cords a little bit. All right.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. This is once again You Vibes on GBS Radio. Hope you tuned in.
Okay, boom. Yeah.
I'm done with my side today. Straight right from the wall to the air. Don't have no stress, my bills and pay.
Yeah, boy.
Love you too.
Let's go now.
Love you too. Love you too.
Wow.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Love you too. Fucking done, fighting on. What's the vibes? What's the plan? Shall we bar? We meet dancing.
Bring the crew, what it do? Get some girls, set the mood. Love it do is the anthem.
Love you too.
I tell you, love it do.
Love you too. Love you too.
You mad?
Love you too.
Life sweet. That's what people say. When they hear it do your music, that just make them want to stay. Welcome to the air. We don't care what people say. 'Cause we are run rhythm and woman, everything will be okay. She vex, I don't marry her for papers. Girl,
That is you.
that your business with. When she do your tying in a wedding, put some Dominica.
Love you too.
Yo,
Fucking done, fighting on. What's the vibes? What's the plan? Shall we bar? We meet dancing.
leave the crew, what they do, get some girls, set the mood. What we do is the anthem.
Love you too.
Yeah, boy,
Love you too.
I just telling you.
Don't forget to get in contact with the Youth Development Division. You can always hit us up on the Youth Development Division's Facebook page. We have some interesting courses coming up during the month of September. All right, so don't forget to sign up. All right, and of course, you can get more information from your district youth officer. Or you can just shout us out at the office on High Street. Yeah, man.
Don't give a damn about no sleep. Touchdown, match up the place, twist and repeat.
Yeah, okay, boom.
Fucking done, fighting on. What's the vibes? What's the plan? Shall we bar? We meet dancing.
Leave the crew, what they do, get some girls, set the mood. What we do is the anthem.
Love you too.
Life sweet, baby.
Love you too. Love you too.
Merci beaucoup.
Love you too. Love you too. Love you too. Love you too. Love you too.
Shout out to the Empress of You Vibes, Joelle Brown. Good afternoon.
Be better than Island Life.
Also, not forgetting our other hosts, Mr. Wallace, Mr. Glenn. Yeah, man. All right. La vie do. All right, and of course, life is sweet, and that's how it's supposed to be. And of course, we're going back to the Felix Henderson studio with Miss Thais. I got that right? I got that right now, Miss?
Tasty.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, Tasty. As we were discussing earlier, because we have a lot of grief and those kind of sort of things, and with the incident which happened in Portsmouth just recently, a lot of people were very emotional about that. I can tell you. Just wishing the family giving them some courage here this afternoon. When things happen to young people, it's not just the parents, but the community and the country on the whole feels it, especially those of us who have children and those who don't as well. All right, Miss. So, and you said that the activity, that it was well received by young people.
Yes, I just wanted to put this out there that this event and my team is 100% organized. What other word can I use? Planned by young people, amazing people, the photographers, the people in media, the people who took charge of welfare, logistics, were all young people. And I just want to shout out to them here because they did such an amazing job that it didn't seem like I had so much to do, because I had such an amazing team. So these are young people who are seeing a gap in society, and we're doing our best to fill it. And I would like to just say that I wish we had more young people in attendance. Maybe because the schools are on vacation, a lot of people are not on the island, but then we had more of the older people, which was nice. But we also had some young people. But I wish we had more
young persons.
I had a meeting the other day, and I was having a conversation with some amazing people in St. Lucia, and they said something that this was one of the things we discussed at the event about children. How children process grief, how we can support children better. In fact, Miss Adela David, who is the president of the Dominica Psychological Society and also works with the Ministry of Education, she also pointed out, the need to support young people, especially kids. And in the meeting, there was something that she said that just struck me. I wanted to say. She said, if we begin to teach young people more about mental health, mental well-being, emotional well-being, these young people will grow into more grounded and balanced adults.
I am very much sure of that.
So when we have more young people, getting in on things like this and being more open to these things, they would grow up to be better adults in general.
Oh yes. And I'm listening to you, and I feel very emotional and passionate about it. I'd just like to encourage persons, like when you all have these activities, but even before that, if you have any social media, you can just tell them, so if young persons are listening and you want to actually just go to a page, or, so that they can maybe see some pictures or videos or whatever.
So definitely, this is just me pitching myself out there to all the young youths in Dominica. If you'd like to join our team, we're open to having you. So you could send us an email at theconversationsthatmatter@gmail.com. No space, no capital letters, just all small letters. You could also reach out to us on Facebook at The Conversations That Matter or The Convo TM. So The Convo TM, TheConVOTM, capital letters. And on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok, we're everywhere, really.
Wow.
So you could reach out to us, send us a message, send us an email, and we'd be happy to see you. You could also see pictures and highlights from the event that happened on the first What Remains. So we have that all out, and we'd love to have you partner with us, work on something you think, we should host this event. We're open to working with you on that.
Oh, wow. So, Dominica young people who are listening, remember Conversations That Matter. And of course, don't forget what the program we're on.
Youth Vibes.
That is it.
You're in tune to Youth Vibes on TBS Radio.
Yeah, but and of course, we don't want you to be shy. If in case you have anything promoting, you could always come to us, and we would like to even attend and see how it goes, and be partners. All right. Okay, so Well, you said that your foundation you mentioned some. Well, you're the main founder.
Yeah, but
Right.
then I have an amazing team that works with
Team,
me.
right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, remember, there's no I in team.
You got that right.
Okay. Could you share some encouraging words, for the members of the public who might be going through a difficult time right now, or.
Okay, so the first thing I would say is we shouldn't underestimate the power of talking about our problems. I think there's this saying that says a problem shared is a problem half solved. I
Okay,
wouldn't
very
say
good.
a problem solved. I'll say a
Okay.
problem half solved, because talking about things are a step or a few steps in the right direction towards healing and getting
Healing.
better.
Right,
So I would
that's
say
so
don't
true.
underestimate talking about things. Don't, especially for my amazing young men and old men, people from the XY gender. I would say let's not normalize
Right.
internalization of emotions, because most times it never ends well. It always finds its way through some other means. So my amazing people, let's talk about things more. Let's seek help if we do need it. As much as we want to prioritize our physical health, let's also prioritize our mental and
Mental
emotional
health,
health.
which is very, very much important, especially for the young people.
So let's not get into that space where, well, I'm just fine, I'm okay. No, if you're not okay, you can talk to someone. You could
I know.
get help if you think you do need help.
Yeah, but you mentioned that, and you might have some persons they have the issues and they don't want to come, they don't want to step, they don't want to make that first step, which is actually accepting, hey, that I need help, or I need to talk to somebody. Some persons are very much to themselves, and those of you who are listening, or somebody, please, you could always reach out.
Very important.
Right, that is the very first step, is accepting and say, hey, look, you know what, I need help.
But then I feel like you said something very important. I feel like as individuals in a community, we should realize that we are interdependent, or we're interlinked to each other. So the survival of one is dependent on the survival of the other.
Others.
So it doesn't always mean that one person would reach out for help, but then if you notice that someone isn't doing quite well,
Right.
please do the reaching out.
Of course.
Call that your friend. Check on your family member. Check on your dad. Check on your mom. Check on your friends, because sometimes they may not be able to reach out to you, but then it could just be that phone call that made you
Alright.
realize, go visit that friend. I think that's for someone.
Oh yes, very, very, very important, because as you know, I always believe that a community brings up a child, or brings up somebody, and to the development of them as well. So, and persons in the community, they know. Everybody knows everybody. So if you see something happening to somebody, you can speak up. Of course, but I know that you mentioned. But before we do that, but any upcoming activities though?
Well, for now, you should be asking me any upcoming vacations, because that's really what I need right now. But then we should be working on something soon. I'm not one to jump on just anything,
Okay, very
just for
good.
the vibe of it. I want to be intentional about any event we're hosting. But then you keep checking our social media.
Oh yes, most definitely.
We should be hosting something soon. Maybe in Dominica, maybe elsewhere. Never know.
Ah,
I won't
very
say
good.
more than that.
All right, but I mean, because of what you're doing is very important, and I believe, without a doubt, that there are some young persons who need that type of assistance, or that type of feeling to just express themselves and talk about their problems. You mentioned some very important persons, but right now I'd just like you to just mention some of the collaborators and those people who help you out. You can shout them out.
Okay.
Right.
So firstly, I would like to thank our sponsors, because without them, the event would have remained an idea on my notes app. So I'd like to thank our lead sponsor, the Dominica Dementia Foundation. They were so supportive. I had a meeting with them and they said, we'd love to do this. This is something that's right up their alley, because it's all about ensuring that the good people of Dominica are benefiting one way or the other. So I'd like to thank them. I also like to thank our second lead sponsor, Dr. Praise Kutile, who's actually my sister. So she was so supportive of this. I'd like to thank HHV Whitchurch
all right,
Limited and Co and Limited. I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank Sleeping Couples Funeral Home in Goodwill. They were so amazing, because it's something that's within their line of work. They said, let's get it done. I would also like to thank Josephine Gabriel, They were so amazing. I would also like to thank Senator Delbert Paris. He was also in attendance. Thank you so much, sir, for supporting us and for showing up. I'd like to thank Mr. Luciano Dupli. I'd like to thank Dr. Gumimi Kutule. I'd like to thank Miss Marcia Baptiste. I'd like to thank Miss Glory Uche. These are all our sponsors. Mr. Yazan. These are so many amazing people who showed up. And I'd also like to thank our panelists, those who came. Firstly, our moderator, Sister Tina Alexander, Nurse Christine Dupree,
Lester.
Sorry?
Lester. Lester guy.
Yes. Mr. Lester Guy, Mr. Francis, Reverend Matthew Ogis, Dr. Benjamin, Mr. Francis, so many amazing panelists. I also like to thank all our partners, the Dominica Cancer Society, Dominica Diabetes Society, and All Saints University. I would like to also thank the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Thank you so much, Mr. Darrow. Dr. Darrow, sorry, my bad. Dr. Darrow, thank you so much for your support. I would also like to thank so many other organizations, Rise and Thrive. These were individuals that supported us throughout the whole process for the event. And the team that put this event together. Thank you so much, Hope. Thank you, Yazan. Thank you, Glory.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much, Glory. There are so many other people.
Yes, you have a lot of people.
So many other people. Thank you so much. Folarin, thank you. You guys were so amazing. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Miss. Of course, that this is the U Vibes program. It is the hottest but the shortest hour on radio on a Saturday afternoon. All right. And before you go, you want to just give us any motivational, maybe somebody might be listening, and you don't know, just send out something out there to somebody listening, to motivate them to actually be open and share out their, whether it is briefing.
Sorry, motivation about the event or just generally?
Oh, general. Like,
okay, I want to say one thing to any young person who's listening to me, and you're just like me, and you have these crazy ideas that you have in your head, and you think, it's not possible. No one is giving you a platform to do certain things you want to do. I want to tell you to be persistent and consistent.
Persistent and consistent.
Yes, keep showing up. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be so difficult. Keep showing up. And just to say this, sometimes the platform you think you need, you may have to create it yourself.
Right, very good.
Yeah. So if you're thinking of something and you're like, well, there's nothing like that in Dominica, then you be the first to do it.
Right.
And then you get people who would work on it with you. So if you're listening to me and you have this idea in your head, I want to do something, and you're looking around and there's no one doing that, you start it, and you see people who support you after you've put in the work. And then concerning the event, like I said, about grief and all of that, let's be more empathetic to people.
Right.
Let's show more empathy, because a lot of times, like during the event, you see people who are sitting there, some people that I knew personally, say certain things that it's not written on their forehead.
I know.
That these were their experiences, but these are things people go through every day. So we need to be more empathetic, show more empathy to that guy on the bus, that lady at the store. Maybe someone's walking in front of you and the person is slower than they should be. You just never know whether the person just got back from the hospital and got this life-changing diagnosis. So let's show kindness to people. Let's listen longer. Reach out to people, your friends, your family, check on them, because people go through a lot of things. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Casey. All right. So very good. Words of encouragement. Thank you for coming on to the program.
Thank you for having me, Vibes. So I'm so happy to be here again.
All right. Okay. Good. Have a blessed afternoon and a blessed weekend.
Thank you.
All right. So, folks, as you know, the hottest but the shortest hour on radio. So we'd like to thank, of course, our producer, Miss Jade Hill, for producing this program. And of course, once again, as a boy, Sean Stedman, wishing you a blessed day and a safe weekend. All right? Very good. I'm going to take this one for the closing.
Yeah.